Okay, welcome students. Second video of the ecosystem topic. In that we have to learn about pond ecosystem. Pond ecosystem, that is aquatic ecosystem. One ecosystem we have to take one example here. Okay, what are those pond ecosystem? Pond is a shallow water body. This is a pond. Are you looking this picture here? This is a pond. This is a shallow water body. In this pond, it is a simple self-sustainable water body that exhibits all the basic components of ecosystem. Self-sustainable means self-operatable ecosystem it is. All the components, it is having biotic, abiotic, all the components are present in this pond ecosystem, and it is a self-sustainable, it is a self-operating ecosystem. How it is exhibited, that we have to study here. One ecosystem, how it is operated, that we have to study. At the base, you would see in this pond, at the bottom layer, we are having abiotic components. What is that abiotic component here? This, at the bottom layer, there will be deposit, soil deposit is present. Soil deposit is present. Along with soil deposit, not only soil deposit is present in the pond, there will be presence of some inorganic nutrients, organic nutrients, and all these are present at the lowermost layer of the pond. Lowermost layer of the pond. That is called abiotic component. And what is one more abiotic component? Soil deposit at present at the bottom. What is the next abiotic component? Water is there. Water. That is another abiotic component which is present in the pond ecosystem. Abiotic means non-living component of the ecosystem we have to study here. Okay, now after that, climatic conditions. What are the climatic conditions here? See here, this is the sun, solar input is there. Solar input is going to be penetrated in this deep water body. Solar input is there. And temperature is properly maintained, day length is properly maintained, cycles of temperature is properly maintained, day length is properly maintained. So all these are called climatic conditions which are present in this pond ecosystem. Why sunlight is essential? To do photosynthesis in aquatic plants. Aquatic plants are doing photosynthesis. Sun rays are penetrating inside the water and they are performing the photosynthesis process. That is a solar input. Cycles of temperature, day length, all these are climatic conditions. What are autotrophic components? Autotrophic components which are present in this pond. These are phytoplanktons. Phytoplanktons means what? In this water, are you looking this blue color part in water body? There are the phytoplanktons. What are the phytoplanktons? Say for example, you have studied diatoms. Diatoms are called phytoplanktons. Some algae, diatoms, these are called microscopic plants. Microscopic plants are called phytoplanktons. And some algae like Chlamydomonas algae, okay, these are called phytoplanktons. Some floating plants, floating, which are the plants? Eichhornia plant, which is called a floating plant. Pistia plant, which is called floating plant. Submerged plants, which are those? Marsilia and Marsilia plants, lotus plants are called submerged plants. There are some plants which are submerged. These are called submerged plants. Are you looking this what I am drawing? Submerged plants. Which are the submerged plants? Marsilia, hydrilla plants, as well as we can say these plants are called submerged, which is their roots are penetrated inside the soil of the water. Soil water, in that roots of the submerged plants are penetrated. These are submerged plants. Marginal plants, these are, we can say, the marginal plants. Are you looking these plants? These are called marginal plants, we can say. Say for example, lotus is there, which is a marginal part of the plant which is coming above the water body. Okay. So such plants are called marginal plants are also present there. Then on these plants, all these plants, that is the diatoms, that is submerged plants and marginal plants, all are autotrophic because they perform the process called as photosynthesis. They are autotrophic components of the ecosystem. Autotrophic means they have ability to synthesize their own food. And on that autotrophic components in the pond, consumers are present, heterotrophs are present. Which are the heterotrophs? Zooplanktons, free-swimming and bottle-dwelling forms. Zooplanktons are, which are those? Arthropoda members like Crustacea, Daphnia. So this is the arthropoda member. Metazoa, arthropoda member called zooplankton. Zooplankton depends on the food form phytoplankton. Phytoplanktons. Free-swimming and bottle-dwelling forms. Some of the animals are freely swimming inside the water. Some are present at the bottom of this soil. See, big fish is there. Big fishes are present. Some arthropoda members are there. Prawns and all. These are called consumers. They are heterotrophs. They depends on the plants. On the autotrophs, they are depends. Okay, they are called consumers. And on the consumers, bacteria, fungi and flagellates, they are called decomposers. Decomposers means they depends on dead and decaying matter of plants and animals which are present in the water body. They decompose the dead body of plants, animals. They are referred as decomposers. Fungi, bacteria, flagellates. Remember, all these are present in pond ecosystem. Pond ecosystem is called lentic ecosystem. Lentic ecosystem means standing ecosystem, that water is not floating, it is standing at one particular point and one particular area. The water body is standing, and such kind of standing ecosystem is called lentic ecosystem, which consisting of abiotic components, climatic conditions are there, autotrophic components like diatom plants, submerged plants, Eichhornia, Pistia, floating plants, marginal plants, all will do the photosynthesis. They are referred as producers or autotrophic components. On the producers, some arthropoda member, zooplanktons, free-swimming prawns are there. At the bottom, some animals are present. So those are called consumers. And decomposers are fungi, bacteria, flagellates like saprotrophs. What is meant by saprotrophs? Saprotrophs means they decompose the dead bodies of plants and animals. They are called saprotrophs. This is one of the example called as pond ecosystem, which is present in the nature. Pond ecosystem. Okay. Pond perform all the functions of ecosystem. Remember, this pond can perform, this picture, pond ecosystem perform all the functions of ecosystem. That means what? Autotrophs like plants, animals, what they will do? Converts the inorganic material into organic material by using solar energy. What is the meaning of this? You know, inorganic materials means 6 CO2 combines with 12 molecules of water. 12 molecules of water, it will give rise to organic material like C6H12O6 plus 6H2O along with 6 molecules of oxygen. This is a photosynthesis. In photosynthesis, what energy is going to be utilized? Sunlight energy is utilized. And that sunlight energy, that is an inorganic compound. Sunlight energy means which compound? Inorganic compound. So inorganic compound converted into organic compound, that is nothing but glucose. And what these autotrophs, these are autotrophs which prepare the food by photosynthesis. What is the food? Glucose food it will prepare by the process called as photosynthesis, and on that heterotrophs consume these autotrophs. These heterotrophs are consumed by what? Autotrophs. And after that, what will happen, I will tell you. After the death of autotrophs, heterotrophs, decomposers are coming there. They will do the process called decomposition, mineralization. They decompose the dead body and release the mineral into the soil. Again, that is reusable for the plants. That means finally, after the death of autotrophs and heterotrophs, who is acting on that? Bacteria, fungi. They are called saprotrophs. They decompose the dead bodies in the pond and convert them into the minerals. And minerals again reabsorbed by the plants. In this way, in the pond ecosystem, these all processes are going to be takes place. all the naturally process which are happening in other ecosystem, that is all are happening in this pond ecosystem also. See, these are the submerged plants in the picture B, and in the picture A, these are the floating plants. Some floating plants are there, some marginal plants are there. Lotus are given their example. Okay. So like this is one of the example we have studied here. What is the name of that aquatic ecosystem, pond ecosystem we have studied here. Which ecosystem we have studied? Pond ecosystem. What points we have covered in the pond ecosystem? We have little recap about this. Pond is a simple self-sustainable ecosystem. What are the components present in the pond ecosystem? Abiotic component, climatic conditions like solar input, temperature, day length, all these are there. And autotrophic components means which are performing photosynthesis. Those are phytoplankton, some algae, floating plants like Eichhornia, Pistia, like that. And on that some animals are depends on the plants. Some animals are depend. Those are called consumers. Those are nothing but zooplankton. Zooplanktons means arthropoda members are zooplanktons. Okay, freely swimming forms. Some are bottom present. After the death of autotrophs and heterotrophs, who are playing role? Decomposition, decomposers like bacteria, fungi and flagellates. So all are present in this aquatic ecosystem we have studied. Okay, next point. Pond ecosystem we have studied. Now, in structure and function, there we have to study 4 basic components of ecosystem. What are the 4 basic components? Productivity, decomposition, energy flow and nutrient cycling. What is meant by productivity we have to study first. What is meant by decomposition we have to study. What is meant by energy flow and what is meant by nutrient cycling. These are the 4 major points we have to cover under this topic. What is meant by productivity? First we will study. Productivity means what? See, productivity, you know what is productivity? Without solar energy, no function of the ecosystem is operated. Solar energy is a basic requirement of ecosystem, remember. Without solar energy, no photosynthesis is there. If no photosynthesis, there will be no production of organic food material. So, what is the productivity? Productivity is again classified into different types. Primary productivity, secondary productivity, like that. What is meant by first primary productivity? Primary productivity means amount of biomass or organic mass produced per unit time over per unit time by the plants during photosynthesis. Remember, during a photosynthesis process ಆಗೋ ಮುಂದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ತನ್ನ ಶರೀರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಂಥೆಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದ ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥೆಸಿಸ್ ಆಗೋ ಮುಂದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್, ಆ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥೆಸಿಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ದಿಂದ 6CO2 ನಮಗೆ ಗುರ್ತದ, ನಾನು ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳತ್ತೀನಿ. 6CO2 12H2O ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕಂಬೈಂಡ್ ಆಗಿ C6H12O6 ಇದು ಗ್ಲೂಕೋಸ್ ತಯಾರಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಎಷ್ಟು ಗ್ಲೂಕೋಸ್ ತಯಾರಾಗ್ತದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿನ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಿ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರು ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರು. ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರು? ವೇಟ್ ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ರೇಸ್ ಟು -2 ಆರ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕಿಲೋ ಕ್ಯಾಲರಿ meter raised to -2. So this is the measurement for the primary productivity. And the rate of biomass, biomass means whatever the organic food, glucose produced by the plant per unit time, that is called as productivity. Productivity is expressed, see, productivity how it is expressed? Gram raised to -2 year raised to 1 or kilogram kilocalorie meter raised to -2 bracket year raised to -1. This is the expression for the productivity. How much biomass food is produced inside the plants, that is referred as productivity. So the productivity is divided into 2 types: gross primary productivity and net primary productivity. Means what? GPP and NPP means what? So hope you understood, student, what is a primary productivity. ಸಸ್ಯ ತನ್ನ ಶರೀರದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಫುಡ್ನ ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥೆಸಿಸ್ದಿಂದ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರು ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ. ಆ ಥರದ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಂತ. ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿದಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ, ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಮತ್ತು ನೆಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅಂತ. ಈಗ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡೋಣ. GPP ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? Rate of production of food material or organic matter during photosynthesis is considered as a GPP. And in GPP, some of the food is used in the respiration also. In respiration, some food is going to be utilized. What is meant by gross primary productivity? How much organic food is produced during photosynthesis? Rate of production of organic food during photosynthesis. A considerable amount of GPP used in for respiration. For respiration purpose, some amount of GPP is going to be used. What is the meaning of this? ಈಗ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ನಾ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥೆಸಿಸ್ದಿಂದ ಏನು ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತೈತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೋ, ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಅದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೋ GPP. ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥೆಸಿಸ್ದಿಂದ ಏನು ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತೈತಿ? ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್. ಆ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ ಸ್ವಂತದ ಉಸಿರಾಟದಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಉಸಿರಾಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಡೌನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಎದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಕಂಬೈಂಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಡೌನ್ ಆಗಿ ಎದ್ರ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ 6CO2 + 6H2O + 38 ATP ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಇದು ಇಕ್ವೇಷನ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಅದು ಮೈನಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾವು GPP-ದಾಗಿಂದ. GPP -R ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತದ, ಆ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಸ್ವಂತದ ಉಸಿರಾಟಗೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾವೆ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ನೆಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಈಗ ಉಸಿರಾಟದಲ್ಲಿ ತನ್ನ ಸ್ವಂತದ ಉಸಿರಾಟಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಕೈತಿ, ಉಳಿದ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ, ಉಳಿದ ಬಯೋಮಾಸ ಯಾರು ಗಿಡಕೈತದ? ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ ಹರ್ಬ್ಯೂರಸ್ ಡಿಕಾಂಪೋಸರ್ಸ್ ಗಿಡಕ್ಕಿದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರು NPP ಅಂತ, ನೆಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅಂತ. ನಾ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಬೈ ದ ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥೆಸಿಸ್. Some amount of glucose plant can use for its own respiration, that is a gross primary productivity. What is net primary productivity? Whatever the left biomass is there, whatever the available biomass after using respiration for the plants, whatever the remaining biomass in the plant that is utilized, that is available for the animals or heterotrophs, that is called net primary productivity. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಸ್ಯ ತನ್ನ ಉಸಿರಾಟಕ್ಕೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೈತಿ, ಉಳಿದ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ ಆ ಸಸ್ಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಬದುಕುವಂಥ ಜೀವಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರು NPP ಅಂತ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ NPP ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? NPP ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು GPP -R. GPP -R. So that is referred as net primary productivity. Net primary productivity. Hope student you understood what is meant by productivity. Productivity is classified into two types. What I said, primary productivity is further classified into two types: gross primary productivity and net primary productivity. First, primary productivity andre enu? ಸಸ್ಯ ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥೆಸಿಸ್ ದಿಂದ plants by photosynthesis whatever the food is produced inside its body, that is called primary productivity. Photosynthesis, food is produced by the plant inside its body, called as primary productivity. What is gross primary productivity? Plant can produce food by photosynthesis, it will produce glucose, and some amount of glucose plants can use for its own respiration, that is called gross primary productivity. And what is net primary productivity? Whatever the remaining biomass is there, after using respiration, plant some amount of glucose used for respiration. Now other food biomass which is available for heterotrophs, whatever the biomass which is available for heterotrophs, that is called net primary productivity. So that NPP is equal to GPP -R. NPP is equal to GPP minus what? R. Hope student you understood about what is gross primary productivity, what is net primary productivity. Okay, so I have next point, what is the next point is secondary productivity means what? Secondary productivity means it is the rate of formation of new organic matter rate of formation of new organic matter for consumers. That means see, rate of formation of new organic matters by consumers means organic matter, this is a rat, which is, see, this is the animal, sorry, rabbit it is. So rabbit is eating what? Rabbit is eating, these are the grasses. So whatever the rabbit which accumulate the organic matter from the autotrophs, that is called as secondary productivity. Consumer can get the organic matter from the plant. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ರ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ ಹುಲ್ಲು ತಿಂದ ತನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ತಗೋತದ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರು ರ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಯಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಯುಪೈ ಆಗ್ತದ? ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದ, ಹಿಟ್ರೋಟ್ರಾಪ್ಸ್ ದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದ. Heterotrophs eating on the autotrophs, and whatever the food heterotrophs can get it and form organic matter inside the heterotrophs. That means rabbit is a heterotroph which depends on the plants for their food. So rabbit accumulating organic matter in its body, that is in rabbit we can call it is secondary productivity in the rabbit. In the rabbit we can call it is what productivity? Secondary productivity. That means from the solar energy, from sun rays, plants can prepare the food, that is primary productivity. On the plants, rabbit depends, rabbit get organic matter inside the body. What is that productivity? Secondary productivity. So primary productivity depends upon number of plant species present in a particular area. ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಇದಾವೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಬಹಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿಗೆ. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿಗೆ? ಲೈಟ್, ವಾಟರ್, ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್, ದೀಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ. Availability of nutrients, micro and macronutrients, these are also important factor for the primary productivity. Photosynthetic capacity of the plants, how much photosynthesis plants can perform, that also decides the primary productivity. So these are the different factors. On that different factors primary productivity depends. Number of how many plant species present in a particular area, that decides the food production or primary productivity. How much light is available, how much temperature is there, that is also very important for photosynthesis. And availability of nutrients, micro and macronutrients, that is also plays a very important role for primary productivity, we can call micro and macronutrients. And how much plants are having photosynthetic capacity, that is also very important for the primary productivity. So hope student you understood about what is primary productivity, what is secondary productivity. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಗಳಿಗೆ, ಸಸ್ಯ ತನ್ನ ಶರೀರದಲ್ಲಿ ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥೆಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನು ಫುಡ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದ, ಆ ಫುಡ್ ಏನು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಆಗ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಸಸ್ಯದ ಶರೀರದಲ್ಲಿ ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥೆಸಿಸ್ದಿಂದ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಪ್ರೈಮರಿದು ಎಷ್ಟಿದಾವು? ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಮತ್ತು ನೆಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅಂತ. ಫುಡ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ, ಈಗ ಸಪೋಸ್ 1 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳೋಣ. ಆ 1 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ದಾಗಿಂದ ಇಂತಿಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ 0.05 ಗ್ರಾಮ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ ಸಸ್ಯದ ಉಸಿರಾಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. 1 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಸ್ಯ 0.5 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ ಉಸಿರಾಟಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೋ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ 1 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ಗೆ 0.5 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಉಸಿರಾಟಿಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿತ್ತು, ಉಳಿದ 0.5 ಗ್ರಾಮ ಆ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಇರುವಂಥ ಹಿಟ್ರೋಟ್ರಾಪ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ತದೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ನೆಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ನೆಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಏನಿದೆ? NPP = GPP - R ಅಂತ. ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್. Plant can prepare by photosynthesis 1 gram of glucose. Out of 1 gram of glucose, 0.5 gram of glucose used for its own respiration, and remaining 0.5 gram of glucose which is make it available for the consumers. And what is the first one is, plant can prepare 1 gram of glucose. Out of that, 0.5 used in respiration, that is gross primary productivity. Remaining 0.5 form of glucose used for the consumers, heterotrophs, that is net primary productivity. Okay. So on the plants, some animals are dependent, that is secondary productivity. The annual net primary productivity of whole biosphere is 170 billion tons of dry weight of organic matter. 170 billion tons of dry weight of organic matter is the annual primary productivity. 70% of the surface area, the productivity of oceans is how much? 55 billion tons. So ocean productivity is how much? Despite of 70% of surface, the productivity of ocean is 55 billion tons. Ocean primary productivity is how much? 55 billion tons is the ocean primary productivity. Okay. So student, I will request you that all the students please observe the every point of NCERT, every concept of NCERT, may explaining line to line information of NCERT concepts. And it is a very easy topic. What is the name of that? Ecosystem is very easy topic, remember. Okay. ಈಗ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಇದೇ ಥರ ನಾವು ಇಕೋಸಿಸ್ಟಮಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದಿನ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಡೋಣ. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಕ್ ವೆರಿ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಇಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಲಿ ವಿದಿನ್ ಅ ಟೈಮ್. ಓಕೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ದ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಯು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಸ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಈಗ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೊರೋನಾ ಈ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ, ಆ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೂ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೈಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ದು, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ದು ಸ್ಟಡಿದು, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅದೇ ಸೇಮ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದೇ ಸೇಮ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ನ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ನ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿರಿ, ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿರಿ, ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಲಿ ರೀಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ, ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ. ಏನಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ನೀವು by contact you can make it the clarification of doubt, you can make it, and again take entire doubt clarification from us, from any sources of contact whatever you are having, or through comment box you can ask some of the doubts. I will again answer that through comment box, as well as you can make it call to us. So by call also I can answer you, by phone also I can answer you, so all the doubts whatever you are having. Okay, hope student you understood what is meant by productivity. After the productivity, the next video I will going to make the decomposition process means what is meant by decomposition. We can study in the next video.